you'll jump on your rat stool and hope to God that you're cock level with its nostril.
Thrust your cock into its nostril.
Did you pull your meat out? Did you pull your meat out? Did you pull your meat out this morning?
I hate when the thighs stick together and I can't get between them. It sucks.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I mean, but I understand. They're looking at me. They're like, yeah, that's not happening, buddy. If I looked different, it wouldn't be a problem. Those thighs would just like spread and everything would be.
Bob would be your uncle?
Bob would be my fucking uncle. I guess the nose is probably tighter than a horse's butthole or vagina, would it not be?
Yeah, because it's proportionate, right?
Yeah, so I guess the nostril is probably
the best orifice to choose. But you have the danger of the mouth, like we discussed. Recording in progress.
Since Josh is so antsy to get on the mic tonight,
step up to the mic.
I bet you have something interesting for us today.
Well, I'm not too sure if you guys would be interested in this or not. How much do you guys follow the UFC?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Neither of you, eh? Well, this isn't to do with the UFC that much, but there's a new fight league coming. It's called the GFL, the Global Fight League.
Okay.
And the reason why I think it's interesting is because it's like a team-based thing.
Wow. Okay.
And they did like team UFC?
No. But what they did was they did like a draft just the other day. I was watching it on YouTube, pretty cool, where they pick from this big group of fighters, like lots of fighters that people would know because they were in the UFC and stuff like that, and now they're free agents. But I guess it's like one's Miami, one's New York, one's Dubai, one's Sao Paulo, Brazil. So they pick all these fighters, and I guess they're going to go through like a season where each fighter that they've chosen has to fight at least 2 times, and it's a point-based system. So like a finish, you get more points. If it's a submission, you get a certain amount of points. A tie or a loss, like, and then I don't know if it's a bracket situation where this person fights this top seed, and then at the end of the brackets they fight to be a champion. I don't know, but it looks very interesting to me. How it's team based like that, because that's not how the UFC is at all.
It's just a fighter versus fighter, and that's it.
Yep, there's just fighters, and
sounds like a brawl is what it sounds like to me. It's not really like, oh, let's just have all these guys fight all these guys.
No, because it's always one-on-one fights, right?
Oh, okay. But it's like a team.
It's a team effort. Like, like how good is the coaching and all that stuff.
Interesting.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah, that is different.
It's a different way, and it looks pretty interesting, and I'm going to follow it, see where it goes.
And then you have to let us know, because we don't follow it.
Yeah, because you guys don't watch fights, so I guess that was a pointless topic for you guys.
Why? I learned something.
Oh,
you did learn something.
Pointless.
Aha. No, there's more points. Team effort, Charlie Ray.
Yes, that's right. I learned that if I flip through it, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Now I know it's a team effort.
It's a team effort.
Yeah.
And I don't completely understand it either.
But it'll be explained to you, probably as if you were a retarded child.
Hopefully.
Well, that's all we can hope for.
But when I was watching the draft, there was like a bunch of weird errors that kept coming up. Like they would say the wrong information. I'm like, that's totally wrong. And then they would bring it up like 2 minutes later and be like, oh, sorry about what we said there. That was wrong. And I'm like, gotcha.
So they did retractions on their statements?
Yeah, they had to, because there was a whole bunch of errors like on what was being shown on the screen for like facts about certain fighters. Like, oh, they won this many in a row, or they beat this guy back in the day. I'm like, no, they never fought. And they had to like fix it on the fly. I'm like, okay, these guys are going by the seat of their pants kind of a thing.
Do you think they used AI to write all that? Or do you think they had like a Jamie?
I think it had to have been like a Jamie who was making an error. And then like the guy who was announcing the draft, he's like, and Team New York picks this person, and then
Yeah.
be like, he's a lightweight from, and I'm like, no, that's a light heavyweight. And then later on they'd go, oh, we said this, no, that he's a light heavyweight. I'm like, fuck, man,
It's
figure
weird
it
to have
out.
their own like fact checking as they're doing it,
Yeah,
right? Because it's easier to retract something when the newspaper comes out than the next week you're like, well, we've had a week to like look at this and read this, we fucked up. But here it's like we've had 1 minute to look at it, we fucked up. Here's the
yeah, because
retraction.
someone's probably in their ear going, hey, you put the wrong information up there.
So Jamie 2.
Jamie 2.0.
Yeah. So there's Jamie who's fucking it up, and Jamie 2.0 is rectifying the situation.
Yeah, in real time.
Hmm. I like time.
Well, rectify is better than rectified. It's all I gotta say.
What would rectify entail?
Being rectified, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say it's not gonna be fun for who's getting rectumed.
Is it like watching a movie in the movie theater, but instead of a D-box shaking system, it's a giant probe that goes up your ass, and then you experience all sorts of different sensations from it while the movie plays?
Well,
I've heard of this.
It's no hillbilly turntable, I'll tell you that.
Well, I can tell you that rectify is on Urban Dictionary,
Ah,
and it's classified as to pull one's head out of one's ass in order to rectify a problem or a mistake, a
perfect.
misunderstanding, or etc. One is responsible for in the first place. Gary really had to quit wasting time and rectify the situation. Unfortunately, that's not one of my Urban Dictionaries of the day, but it still
Yeah.
pertains to the show.
I liked it. And it was exactly what I thought it was going to be, surprisingly.
Well, most of them are, aren't they?
No, they're not.
No, not even close. Except for the Mississippi ones. I get all of those. It's always just poop something.
Yeah, as long as you guess poop, you're right.
Yeah, that's right.
Mississippi, nothing if not predictable.
Exactly.
So what do you guys have for on sorry, what do you
Whoa, what
guys
did you just
have?
say to me?
So what do you guys have on the agenda for today?
I was excited to talk about the GFL, and I've done that. So my
Oh,
work here is done.
I have a news story
Okay.
about Florida, man. We all
Okay.
like stories about people who live in Florida, do we not?
I love stories from Florida.
Because they're always what?
Usually some crackheads eating some other crackheads' faces.
Something like that. So the title of this one is called Florida Man Arrested for Sexual Contact with an Animal.
Uh-oh. Do we want to guess the animal? Was it a crocodile?
Negative on the crocodile. Charlie Ray?
Python?
Negative on the python. But he probably thought he had a python.
Well, I mean, every person does until he accidentally looks through his girlfriend's phone and sees something he shouldn't, and you're like, where the fuck do you get that?
From everyone else but you, baby. Everyone else but you.
Exactly.
Don't lie. Girls gonna let you go through their phone. What fucking planet are you from? They fucking guard
Oh,
that
I
like
didn't
it's
say
Fort
she let
Knox.
me.
Oh, okay.
I know. I've watched some people like try to get their girlfriend's phones, and the fucking you think it was like she turned into Kung Fu Master, fucking
Yeah.
jumping over a fucking table and shit to keep you away from it. That right there just goes, don't trust a bitch.
Yeah.
Never.
Well,
Yeah.
January 12th, 2025. A man in Florida was arrested last month after, wait, last month?
Did he get
Oh,
rectified?
oh,
Was it an opossum?
oh, hold on. Okay. I'm going to start over.
Okay.
Florida man arrested for sexual contact with an animal. On January 12th, this is when the report was made for the news. And the man in Florida was arrested last month, so December, after cops allege he made sexual contact with a horse and tried to put his penis in its blank. I'm gonna leave it
Mouth?
blank. I'm gonna let it be a surprise a little bit later on when I read it to you.
It's
But
nose.
you can imagine many places that your wiener would probably fit inside a horse, yes?
I heard their noses are very soft.
Hmm. TMZ has obtained the arrest affidavit for Donald Calloway, a 53-year-old man who was arrested on December 26th in Lake Wales, Florida. According to the
Wow.
document, police say that they received a call about alleged sexual activities involving an animal. Cops say that an unnamed witness told them she saw a man masturbating next to the head of a 28-year-old horse named Raven. This witness also alleged that the man was tapping his member against the horse's nose and claims he attempted to insert it into the nostril. You are
Oh
correct,
my
Josh.
God.
Wow.
I knew they had soft noses.
Cops also say this witness claims the man continued to pleasure himself while touching the horse. The police say they received a video from the witness which shows exactly what she described to them. Calloway touching himself while next to the horse before tapping the horse with his cock. Well, it says penis, but I like the word cock.
Yeah.
Officers say that the video doesn't actually show Calloway inserting his penis, but they add his actions and his movements make it seem like he's certainly trying to.
I don't think this is his first time.
Police then confronted Calloway according to the document, and they say Calloway called the decision dumb, adding, I haven't had any sex in probably 2 months, and maybe it was just a sexually frustrating moment for me.
God.
Calloway was then arrested and booked on one account of sexual contact with animals. According to records, he is still in jail.
Still
So
in jail.
Josh says it's probably not his first time. What they left out of the report is he had his own little stand with his name on it and the horse's name. And he puts a
Okay.
little stand next to the horse, climbs onto the stand, and he's perfect nose nostril level with his cock.
Is there a glory hole that leads to the horse's nose?
No, the horse nostril is the glory hole for this
Oh,
man.
yeah.
That's fucked up,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
They didn't get good video, though, because surely he inserted it.
well, unless she saved that video so she could masturbate watching it. She only gave the police the first part of the video, which was really nothing exciting except a guy slapping a horse's face.
But it
with his
is
dick.
proof, right? So she
Yeah.
got what she needed from that video,
It's
and then
true.
she saved the true,
The real triple X moments from the video,
exactly what I'm trying to say.
which
Huh.
she's probably going to release later.
Do you feel bad for the horse, or do you feel bad for the guy that he had to molest the horse in such a manner?
You're like, he had to molest the horse in such a manner. Well, he didn't have to. He
Yeah, it was a
chose to.
soft nose. He couldn't pass it up.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the horse because they don't have a choice. They don't know any better. They're fucking
Maybe the
horses.
horse had a cold, so his nose was nice and wet.
Pre-lubed, fantastic.
Slip right into that nostril.
And then the guy's gonna get some sort of sickness from the snot from the horse in his wiener hole,
Probably.
and they're not gonna know what's wrong. Like, hey,
H-
sir, we don't understand all your symptoms. This is really weird.
How do you get sexually aroused for that, though? Like, I wouldn't want my dick anywhere near a horse's face.
No, Matt, the teeth on a horse. Oh my God, if it
Oh
bites,
my
oh
God.
yeah.
They could chew it off in a second.
Even watching people feed horses and stuff, I would never put my hand near a horse's mouth because it's fucking huge and it's just gonna clomp down and chop your whole hand off.
This guy's brave, man. Or stupid.
I mean, it could be worse. He could be fucking minivans or whatever the fuck those things were.
Fucking the grill.
Fucking the
Minivan.
grill.
But yeah,
Yeah.
fucking a horse's nostril. I mean, I'm thinking if I'm a horse molester, which I'm not, and I've never thought about it till right this moment, but I would probably opt for the butthole or the vagina of the horse over the nostril.
Which one?
Well, I guess whichever one my custom-made stool can reach properly.
With your name on it?
Well, and his name or her
And
name.
his name,
It'd
Mr.
be a her.
Mr. Snickles.
That's, I guess the nose is probably tighter than a horse's butthole or vagina, would it not be?
Yeah, because it's proportionate, right?
Yeah, so I guess the nostril is probably
Probably the best orifice to choose. But you have the danger of the mouth, like we discussed.
true.
I was gonna say all I can think of is Kinky Kelly and the Sexy Stud and Quirks too. And they
That's
go,
the guy I'm picturing.
Yeah.
yeah, and they go, where's Kelly? And it's like, that's the donkey.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But yeah, I mean, think about it. If your dick is a weird smell, that horse, it's right in the nostril. It's not gonna like you being there. You think it's gonna like snap and bite?
Yeah.
What
It
what,
would.
what do you think's gonna make it like it being there, smelling like apples? I mean,
Smelling like another horse. I guess if he had molested a different horse in a different pasture and it smelled
Just
like a
before
female
that?
horse, yeah. Then he goes to Raven, I think that's their name.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, that smells like a horse. Put that near my mouth.
Put that in my nostril. God.
wow.
Sorry, that's all I brought to the table today or to the show. To
That
the
was a
computer.
very disturbing story.
It actually showed up on my Instagram. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I screenshot it and I was going through my pictures this morning. I was like, oh shit, I screenshot that. I'm gonna look up that story. So then I Google it and I check and it's on so many different news outlets. So I know it's not like a fake story.
Yeah, it is real because I heard about that story. That's how I knew it was the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had pre-existing knowledge of this horse molestation.
well, look at you. You're all on top of horse molestation news.
Well, sometimes you go down these rabbit holes,
Sometimes you
I,
go inside
I
these horse
these
holes.
horse nostrils.
I would rather hear about horse molestation stories than some of the true life stories of other things that are getting molested. So,
That's true.
you know, I mean, not that I want horses molested either. Don't come after me, PETA.
No, but you do know that there's a video now of it. So
We know what you're doing
Oh,
after this.
that's right.
wow. Not watching a horse get banged in the nose, I can tell you that.
But no, the video is just him slapping the horse across the face with his dick. She didn't show the video of him having sex with a nostril, but the police implied that that's what he was after when they
Was he
watched
like
this.
up on some sort of a scaffolding? Like how the fuck did he get his dick up there by its face anyway?
I told you, it's his custom-made stool with his name and the horse's name
Yeah.
inside a heart.
That'd have to be a hell of a stool.
Can you imagine going to somebody like, "Hey, can you make this for me?
Yeah. No, what I need.
I
Gotta
need
be
to be able
this
to reach.
tall.
Yeah, I need to reach a horse's nostril with my dick, and I need the horse's name and my name etched into a heart on the stool because this is love, baby."
This is love.
And
Yes.
anybody in Florida is
I-
like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah. Yep.
I need a custom stool made. Well, what's the use for this stool exactly? It needs to put me at about the right height for a horse's nose. Oh,
A 28-year-old horse.
that's not weird at all. Okay, I'll make.
That's the third one
Hey,
this
could you
week.
put his name in on it with a heart?
Or the person working is like, "Hey, Sharon, can you open up the horse stool closet and bring one of those babies out? We need to customize this one."
I wonder if they have a fleshlight like a horse's face.
Oh my God.
We gotta make one.
Well, we're gonna make millions.
We probably would.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll sell at least one.
It all depends if the horse is sick because he wants that snotty discharge.
I got a great market on selling to the Middle East. We could make a fleshlight like a goat's ass.
I was thinking, you mean the fleshlight of a 9-year-old,
Well, a 9-year-old boy.
9-year-old boy.
Well, yeah, yeah.
And if you're from the Middle East and you're listening, it's all jokes.
It's
Jokes.
completely
It's in jest.
jokes.
We don't know
Yes.
your rules. We're just guessing based off of media.
And TV.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And stuff that we find funny.
Oh, that was a joke.
No, sorry. Yeah.
Ah, yes,
Yes,
yes.
Charlie Ray
but,
is filing patents right now as we speak.
That's right. No, Jamie's filing them. Charlie Ray doesn't.
Jamie 1 or
do
Jamie
that.
2?
Jamie 2.0.
Yeah, Jamie 2.0 is the smarter one.
Jamie 2's got his arm up Jamie 1's ass and is working him like a hand puppet.
Oh, sexy.
Yeah,
That's how we pay the interns here with
That's
each other.
right. With each other.
that's right. Anyway, so
Who's up?
where we go? So that's the horse story. Okay.
That's the horse story.
That's the horse story. Well, I don't really have a story, but I have an idea for something. Something that we each have to pick something. I'm going to go last, so you guys got to go before me.
Okay.
Try to think of something that you want to accomplish in the next month. It can be the most minute, small thing, even really, that is annoying to you. That if you did something to fix it, it would give you an increment of happiness. Now you're going to be like, well, that's so vaguely weird and somewhat specific and not. So, for example, I hate the fact that when I come home from the grocery store, I don't have a space cleared off with a table where I can just come in and put the bags. And it's a pain in the ass bringing groceries in. I want a fucking table that's easy for me to bring in the groceries and set them there before I need to take them all the way into the house. Okay. Something very simple, doesn't cost me any money, yet it would make my life much happier on a weekly basis. Okay. So actually, I guess I went first because I gave
You
an
went
example.
first.
Yes.
I do have something.
Okay.
So I drive 2 vehicles, one in the winter, one in the summer, right? Because my 2
Right.
seasons, and I like my car, and it's not really that good as a winter vehicle. So first world problems, I've got 2 vehicles, and I have to park one and insure the other one, and vice versa in the spring. But I have to put mouse traps in them because mice like to crawl in the vehicle and then
Make
have
nests.
babies,
Do the wiring.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And do other shit to my vehicle I don't like. And I have found mice in both of my vehicles at the different times of the year, like dead mice in the mousetrap. I haven't checked my car since I parked it in October. It's now the end of January. There's like 4 feet of snow surrounding it. So I would have to shovel through that snow to look through the windows of my car to see if there's any mice on the mouse in the mouse traps on the bottom like floor of my car. Because every year there is, I just don't have the fucking desire or energy to shovel. I just don't want to do it. But I know that if I did it, my life would be easier because I would open it, I would take the mouse out, I'd throw it away, I'd put peanut butter on the trap, and I'd put the trap back for perhaps the next mouse. But then if I see any mice in it, then I have to go through my glove compartment and my middle console to see if there's any babies because that's where I found them last time.
Fuck.
Mm.
Yeah, they just shredded my fucking glove compartment papers, like all my oil change receipts, my
Oh
napkins.
shit.
Yeah, and they had like a nest of like fucking 5 or 6 little babies in there.
What'd you do with the pinks?
I grabbed some gloves and I scooped them all into a garbage can and I threw it into my recycle bin.
Next time, deep fry them one by one.
Oh, I just
Each
figured,
delicious morsel is tastier than the last.
they're probably very tender.
They're so tender.
Yeah, I
Wow.
had to
You
throw
got to
them
get
out
them
and
when their eyes aren't formed yet, so they're blind, and you just dip them in the deep fryer oil, cook them
they,
to perfection.
they were pretty young. They were like,
Deep fryer age.
yes, with no eyes. And I felt kind of bad just throwing them into the recycle bin because they were just going to freeze to death because it was like minus
Yeah,
40 out. But they were going to freeze to death anyway.
yeah, they would. That's why you give them the hot oil bath.
Yeah, and then I get dinner as well.
That's right.
And mice aren't dirty, right?
It's a delicacy in China.
Hmm. I don't live in China, Josh.
That's true, but you
I
can
can practice.
recreate the delicacy here in your own homeland.
Yeah. And that's what I'm gonna have to do in the next couple days is shovel. But the thing is my gate swings towards my car and there's 4 feet of snow. So I can't move my gate to get into the like side of the house to shovel.
You got to shovel to the gate and then open
Well,
it.
I'm gonna have to go through my outside my back door, down the steps, because that gate is a metal gate with like slots and holes. So if I push it, it just goes through the snow. The
Yeah,
front
yeah.
gate is like a solid gate that I can't push through the snow.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have
Oh,
to do that. But that's okay because
yeah.
that's closer to my car than going from my front yard to the back.
I was waiting for you to bust out a classic like the gate swings both ways, and I was going to be like, wow, it's a bi-directional
Just
gate.
like clay.
But, well, hey, at least, we got like a foot of snow down here, and it's melted down to the point where we only got like 4 or 5 inches now in my yard. I mean, the streets are kind of mostly
I would
clear.
kill to have 4 or 5 inches. I got a 2 incher.
I've heard that.
Yeah. What else has your mom told you?
Oh, funny. Um,
So that's it for me.
yeah.
Shoveling to get to the mouse traps
Check out
and
the mice.
fingers crossed that there's no mice in them.
And so that would bring you joy to get that done. To know it that you've done that checking.
Well, I mean, my battery's not in the car, so I'd have to bring my keys. I'd have to physically unlock the door instead of like
Oh
quickly
shit.
unlock it and then
Uh,
go into it. And it just sucks when it's minus 40. I don't want to do anything outside.
well, no, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to do shit either. Matter of fact, I mean, it wasn't -40. It was like -3 or whatever here, and I didn't want to do shit. I definitely don't like winter. I'm still really going all
Yeah.
in on this fact that when I retire, I don't really know that I want to achieve. I want to experience winter, but the northern islands of Japan and northern Japan looks really cool when it's snowy.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
pretty
not minus
cool.
40 snow. It's like minus 30
No,
snow.
yeah, yeah, it's not as cold, and apparently that area is fairly popular as resorts because they have like skiing places there in
Ooh,
Japan. So you could do
I love
rentals.
snowboarding.
Yeah, well, you could do snowboarding in Japan.
And I don't get to go very often here because it's far too long of a drive for really shitty weather. Just not worth it.
Yeah,
I would rather not snowboard than spend 6 hours driving to Jasper to snowboard in minus 30.
well,
It's not
yeah,
worth it. It's like I would rather just nod and reminisce about the days I enjoyed it. But I'm not getting any younger, so I don't know. Like, am I really going to be
That's true.
enjoying snowboarding when I'm 50, 60, 70?
Probably not.
probably not.
I'd like to think I will, but oh well.
I've been having those thoughts lately because these are conversations that I've had in the past with my mom, like when we're going through stuff, and I'm like, seriously, you're 70 whatever years old when we had this conversation, and the stuff in this box, you're saving it for later. When exactly is that later? and that's what I'm telling myself now. I'm like,
Ugh,
you
that's a
know, you're
terrible realization to come to.
it is a terrible realization. I'm like, what am I saving this stuff for? Am I going to have this magical inspiration to suddenly touch some stuff? Oh, that sounds bad.
That
Touch some
sounds
stuff
good.
that I touched
Touch it.
30 years ago? No. I mean, and that's just a realistically, thing I got to think when I'm selling stuff and trying to make plans for hopefully ending up somewhere where I have enough free time and enough health left in me to enjoy it. And
Yeah.
occasionally seeing even maybe my friend Mr. Clay here coming to visit at least once a year, so I'm not just alone year round.
Yep, I'm definitely a visitor kind of guy.
Yes. Who knows? All right. So that's Clay, Mr. Clay's I thought. How about
Okay,
you, Josh?
so I'm looking for one small thing that would make my life easier that
Or
had
better, or
I
just
not
happier,
neglected it.
something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, I can think, and this is small, and people will think, well, that's easily solvable, but I always forget to do a freezer pull. I have chicken and steaks and ground beef and stuff all portioned away in the freezer ready to rock.
Yeah.
And it
Hmm.
pisses me off when I forget to pull something out in the morning before I go to work. So when I come home, everything's frozen. I end up buying something from the grocery store instead. And I shouldn't do that because I have all this good stuff in the freezer that I can just pull out. So if I could make one small change, it would be, and I should just do this, to set a secondary alarm maybe
Yeah.
so I can remember to pull shit out of the fucking freezer. And that would be
Yeah.
something that would make my life easier and cheaper and more convenient.
I mean, I don't know about cheaper because it's not like you're not going to use the thing you buy, but you might end up
No,
throwing
true,
out the
down
way
the
the
road.
things in the
Well,
freezer.
Yeah, exactly.
well, I know the situation might change on living situations. I was going to say otherwise. Put a note by the door saying, "Did you pull the meat out of the freezer? Did you pull your
Yeah.
meat out? Did you pull your meat out? Did you pull your meat out this morning?"
That's when like girls come over and they see the note. They're like, "Oh, he
Oh,
didn't pull out, and he went in raw. I like
yeah.
It
this
should
one."
What
just
the hell?
it should just say, "Make sure you pull your meat out." That's what it
Yeah.
should say. Make sure you pull your meat out, and then they'll be like, "What the fuck does
No,
this
make
mean?"
sure you pull your raw meat out because you're
Yes.
going in raw.
Raw frozen meat?
Raw dog and Josh.
Raw dog
Yeah.
and Josh.
Yeah. I made street tacos today, so I was happy with my food choices. So
You made them out on the sidewalk?
no, no, no. It was just I made some carnitas and chopped up some onions and cilantro. Although my white onion went bad, so I had to use a yellow onion I had
That's
on
Oh.
hand.
racist.
Yeah, I know.
You
And
opened
then
it up and it was no good on the inside?
it, it apparently it started rotting.
Oh no.
Your onions can go bad,
That just
and
adds
so that
texture, a little fuzz. Nothing
uh,
wrong with that.
it was bad enough I couldn't salvage any of it. I was like, damn it. That's okay. I mean, I prefer white onions with my tacos, but the yellow onions would work. And then I,
Yellow
and then
ones are a
I,
little strong, yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's just a different flavor. And then I'd made taco soup yesterday, and then I had that for dinner, so it's all good. But yeah, well, that seems like a pretty. Both of those seem like two little things
Right?
that need to be done
Easily
that you get
solved.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah. The table, even my table's actually, I think, harder than, well, I don't know. The shoveling of snow sucks, but
Going
trying to
from
figure
the
out where
back,
I'm
it's not
set
going
up
to be
a
that hard.
table.
It's three
Yeah.
feet. It's 5 feet instead of 20 feet, right? It's a lot easier. But the
Hmm.
problem is, like Josh, he doesn't remember to do it. I only remember to do it when I'm sitting in my truck, turn over the key, and I look straight to my gate and see my car. I'm like, fuck. Like,
Fuck.
but I'm leaving
Yeah.
right now. Like, I'm leaving right now, so I don't have time to do that. And that's the only time I think about it is when I'm getting in my vehicle to drive away. And it's not like I can just like, oh, well, I got 20 minutes to spare because that's not how my life is.
Just like when I think about when I'm just pulling up to work in the morning and I go, fuck, I didn't pull anything out. Now I have to stop at the grocery store on the way home. Because no one likes to thaw stuff. Like, how else would you thaw it fast?
You
You put
can't.
shit in the microwave, it makes it disgusting.
Yeah. I guess you could do it under cold water. I mean, for ground beef, I just throw it into whatever I'm making
Ground
in the
beef, I
pan.
would just go in frozen and add a bit of water, no big deal.
Yeah.
But stuff like chicken breast, chicken
No.
boneless, skinless thighs, they stick together. You can't do anything with those.
Yeah. I hate when the
Yeah.
thighs stick together and I can't get between them. It sucks.
It's the worst.
Yeah, I mean, but I understand they're looking at me. They're like, yeah, that's not happening, buddy. If I looked different, it wouldn't be a problem. Those
Mm.
those thighs would just like spread and everything would be fucking.
Bob would be your uncle.
Bob would be my fucking uncle. Or if I lived in Alabama, Bob would be my dunkle.
Yeah. Your dad and your uncle?
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
So if you're in
All
Alabama and
right.
you're listening, once again, it's a joke.
It's a joke.
We don't we don't know for sure if your mom and dad are like siblings. We don't. We're just assuming.
Just assuming.
Yeah.
Erroneous, probably, but
And
whatever.
if they are, please reach out, send us a message because we'd like to talk to you.
That's right.
That's right. Alrighty. Well, that was my little thing I could think of. It's just something that we need to have a monthly inspiration of what we can do this month. That it's just something that we're gonna do. And
Hopefully, we actually make the changes necessary.
yes,
No
I don't-
chance of that
Yes.
happening.
No, I'm gonna have to do it because I really don't want more babies being born in my fucking car and then all my papers get shredded and then there's piss and shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Usually it's
yeah.
only
Well,
one mouse. I find one. And I would figure that if there was another one, the other trap would be
Full
call
of
it-
mouse.
Yeah, full of a mouse.
Occupied.
Occupied. Utilized. But every year it only seems to be one mouse.
At least they're not
Well.
rats. Rats are yuck.
We don't have those in Alberta. It's not a thing.
Oh, no?
Yeah,
Huh.
they made some sort of law back in like the 20s.
No
That if
rats allowed?
Yeah, no rats allowed. So if anybody saw it, they were like killing rats, and then rats just stopped coming here. Not because they were told not to, but because they weren't able to procreate and make more babies.
Too cold?
oh,
Well, I don't know. New York
Huh.
City has rats, and they get like -40.
Do they?
I'm pretty sure New York gets as cold as we do. Do they not?
I don't know. I've never been to
they
New York.
they do. But let's think about New York City. They have all those tunnels and heat and all
Yeah.
those places they can go down to. I mean, how do you eradicate that? There's literally just like a zillion places to hide. I mean, I've seen some videos of rats and I mean it's like what are they womp rats from Star Wars? I mean they're fucking
Huge.
huge, man. I mean they would have made my fucking dog look like a fucking small, you
They're so
know.
big you could stand on a stool and fuck one of their nostrils.
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking.
Now I'm talking.
Shit, they can feed a family of four newcomers. What are you talking about? So
Okay, so if you're a family of 4 newcomers, we're just joking. It's not really what we think is happening. But if that
That's
is what's
right.
happening, reach out, let us know. We'd like to talk about it.
Damn right.
it might take two. So but yeah, I mean they're freaking huge, man. I saw this video of like somebody video like in like a 7-Eleven or it wasn't it was like some bodega or something. It wasn't like a chain store. And they were trying to get this rat out of the building and this rat came around this corner and I'm like, Jesus Christ, it was like the size of a small dog. And I'm like, well, that's not one you're just gonna grab. You're not just gonna bare hand that one, you know?
Nope,
I mean,
I'm out. You can
Yeah.
keep
Yeah,
your
no thanks.
you can keep your Wolverine
mean-
or wherever the fuck it is. I'm done.
Splinter.
I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not scared of like mice. I'm not like, oh my God, or something and jump on a chair. Okay, with that rat, I'll jump on a chair. I'm like, fuck
Or-
that motherfucker could jump on my nuts, man.
You'll jump on your rat stool and hope to God that you're cock level with its nostril
Thrust your cock into its nostril.
Well,
without the fear of
can
it
al-
biting it off.
I
Well,
can
that
only
fear is
hope.
there. It adds to the excitement.
That's what gets you off. Like for me, it's girls crying or in fear, but for you, it's like, oh well, there's a chance my dick could get bit off. I'm gonna
Soft,
fuck this-
wet horse nostrils
Yeah.
or a nice
I'm-
rat one. I don't care.
oh,
sold.
wow.
Give me your nostril, bitch. Okay, if you're
Yeah.
somebody who fucks horses or rats, we're just joking.
We
But if-
apologize.
If you do actually do that, reach out. We'd like to talk to you.
If you do love soft, wet, or horse nostrils,
Yeah.
reach out.
I'm really curious. I wonder what the inside of a horse nostril feels like.
I bet you do.
But I'm not going to test it out with my penis.
Well, no, I would. That's
No,
like
you
the
have to
second
gently
date.
probe with your fingers first.
That's the
Yeah.
second date. You can't go straight for the whole of the first date. What kind of woman are you dating, bro?
I don't know. I still remember the time when I was in Germany at the zoo, and
Okay,
so
wait,
there
hold
at
on.
the-
Uh-oh.
We're talking about fucking a horse's nostril, and you're like, "Hey, I remember this time.
This
I
one
was
time
at
at
the
the zoo.
No, I just remember how weird it was when I was feeding the elephant peanuts, and it would like reach over the thing, and you could feed them. You buy the peanuts from the vendor there and feed them.
Yeah.
And I don't think we can do that here. We can't do that here at our zoo.
Did you whip your dick out?
No,
You put your dick in your hand and lifted it up.
It's peanut. Put peanuts on it.
I whipped it out, and two German prostitutes yelled "Thunder sex."
Yeah.
We were literally talking
Yeah.
about that on the last show,
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
or maybe prior to the recording. I don't remember.
One of the two.
It was really a weird but cool feeling. What else was funny was that they actually had an exhibit in the zoo for guinea pigs. I'm like, this is fucking hilariously awesome. That's German zoo, Germany zoo, and where was I at? Oh, Hamburg.
Well,
Hamburg.
So
most things in
Hamburg,
Germany are better than here. Sausage, beer, highways,
man. All I know is that's where I fell in love with schnitzel.
and so you should.
And schnitz.
Well,
And
I
so
didn't have
you
any
should.
schnitz there. Jaeger schnitzel with mashed potatoes and Hunter's gravy. Oh yeah, baby.
And schnitz.
And schnitz.
You can only have so much schnitz before you're schnitzed out.
He's like, no, I didn't have any schnitz, but the
So that's the
schnitzel is
title.
top
You can
notch.
only have so much schnitz
Yeah.
until you're
You can only have
schnitzed out.
Tell your schnitz, you're just plumb schnitzed out.
Yeah, it's so weird. We keep bringing like silent hand job guy and schnitz constantly to the fucking episodes,
Well,
Classic throwbacks.
right?
that's right.
I mean, as long as we're entertaining ourselves, I think that's all that really truly matters because we're not
Yeah.
getting paid.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not yet. Someday.
The more I listen to the show, I realize why we're not getting paid.
That's very
So
true.
there's that. Yeah, you guys
That's
you just need to change everything.
Yeah,
about
as
your
long as you
show.
change everything, you can make some money.
Yeah,
well, if one of us was just like a hot girl with big tits, fuck, we'd
Right.
be doing fucking,
Clay's
well,
working on it, man. We're
I'm-
saving up
but we'd have to do video.
we would need to do video for sure.
and get
Especially
those
if-
sweet tits paid for, Clay.
Yeah,
I feel so bad every time I hear one of these OnlyFans girls talking about like, oh, I just bought my second house and blah blah blah. Oh, so much suffering.
yeah. I'm 22 and I just bought my parents their third house that I bought
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
yeah,
I had
yeah.
to-
My dad still won't talk to me, but
I had to work an hour
Uh,
last week. It's tiring. You have no idea how hard it is to shove things inside you and get paid. You're right, I don't, but please teach me, show me, make me learn.
Share some of the
I,
money.
I don't know. I watched that South Park episode where, well, I guess you haven't watched the South Park, but Randy started doing OnlyFans because he heard you could make a lot of money doing it, and he's like, well, like, why is nobody watching my OnlyFans? He's just walking around with his dick out everywhere, and he pisses off his wife, and she's like, I can make more money than you. So his wife starts doing OnlyFans too, and he gets pissed because she's making more money than him like within a day, and of course,
Yeah.
and he's like calling up customer service, and they're like, "Well, have you tried doing this?" And then he's like, they had this drink that was called Cred, and it was just like because they're making fun of things people do to look cool, and so
Yeah.
this drink was called Cred. It's like, "Hey man, have you got your Cred?" "Oh yeah, I got this limited edition, whatever, whatever." So they tells him like, "We'll start doing your tie-ins," and they're like, and then he gets busted for like getting children to watch his OnlyFans with his dick out
Uh-oh.
because he's talking about cred because he's like doing a tie-in with the cred with his videos like today he's like today I'm reviewing whatever he's like pouring cred on his dick and I'm just like what the fuck is going on.
South Park.
South Park.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's any limit of what I wouldn't pour on my dick if it made me money.
No
Maybe
shit.
not
Well,
maybe not lava
yeah.
or bleach or anything.
Blood?
But, well, my
Yeah.
own blood.
I don't know. Chicken blood?
Hmm.
Pig blood?
I mean,
AIDS
where do I-
blood?
where do I get
blood's-
that?
Yeah, I don't know. Blood might be fine, but I don't know if I'd put hot sauce or some shit like that. I mean,
Oh,
fucking like
yeah.
jalapeno juice, or
Hydrochloric acid?
dude. Well,
What
yeah,
does
no
HCl
acid.
mean? I don't know. Pour it on, find out. They're like, no, check the container. It's not it's not doing anything to the container. All
Lava?
right.
Yeah, it was a funny episode, but yeah, I don't know where I was going with any of this, but that's all right. I never do.
No, I think that means we're just tying it up. Put
Tie it
little
up,
That's
bow on
right.
wrap it up. Whatever you
Right,
gotta
what was
do.
this, the episode of Shibari? Japanese rope tying?
Ooh,
Oh, there's an episode we should do something on as far as
Sure.
like having a discussion around Shibari.
I'm in.
Like I don't know much about it other than it's ritualized like rope tying of people. So
Schnitzbari? What is that?
and then you
Schnitz?
schnitz on them.
You tie a knot out of schnitz soaked rope.
I don't know, but I've watched videos of my apologies in advance of me saying this. Is I've watched some videos of a couple of Japanese people trying to out apologize each other. So the lower the bow, the more apologetic you are, and like basically getting to the point where they're like laying on the floor. And I find that truly taking it to the ninth degree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't need to go that far.
No.
No, No,
Just like this episode doesn't need to go any farther.
That's right. It's all
probably
over.
not. It's all over but the crying, just like my last sexual episode.
Ouch.
I bid the listeners farewell.
Correct. I agree with Josh and Charlie Ray.
Right,
And
peace out.
You guys as well. Have a great night.
You too. Peace out.
Peace out. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to hitting In-N-Out Burger in Dallas on my way down to Houston in the spring.
Nice.
So, but it sucks. I just do not like this post-COVID world. And also, just on another note, I think I probably mentioned this before. I hate the sheer amount of traffic that we have in Kansas City now. But it didn't used to be this bad. And it just seems like it's just gotten worse and worse over the last 20 years. And I mean, it's not gonna get better because they're gonna keep bringing more motherfuckers here.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep. It's bad
So-
here where I'm at too.
I can't complain.
Clay has so much horrible traffic in his town.
Now, every time I hit Edmonton or Saskatoon, I want to blow my brains out. Every time I'm in the Vancouver area, I want to blow my
Oh.
brains out twice.
So bad.
Only because I'm in
Yeah.
Abbotsford, and instead of taking me to go 30 kilometers, instead of taking me 25 minutes to, get to Colossus, right? It takes me fucking 75 minutes. Like, why is
Yeah.
it taking me so long to get to the next fucking town?
Just pure
Right.
traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from Langley to downtown Vancouver, like, eat a dick.
Yeah.
Like, you can do that at 2 a.m. in 42 minutes
Yeah,
from
like
downtown Vancouver
nothing.
to Abbotsford.
Yeah.
Right.
But any other time of the day, it's going to take you an hour and a half. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And they're building more and more lanes. Why is it still taking me just as long if there's more fucking lanes?
Because they keep bringing millions and millions and millions of people in.
Yeah. Exactly.